Good morning, everyone. So I had a dream and it woke me up. And what I want to talk about is bottling. So it was about, so my girl was in the 4th grade and father sent me back to my home state, to a town I never thought in a million years I'd live in. I love it there anyway. It's a beautiful place. But, and I went to see one of my friends. So I was in her house, and I'm spending a couple days there. And I started seeing activity in her home around her children. And I didn't like what I was seeing. It wasn't good. And they were real sluggish, and they weren't doing anything. And I had a talk with her. And I told her, how many people you got bottled up? And what that is that they'll put a piece of paper with a name, and they'll bottle it, or they'll put it in an ice cube tray. But that's a different story. I'll tell you about that one in a minute. And she said she had quite a few, about 10 people. So I explained to her that if you could see what I could see that's around your children and your dog, you would not be doing that ever again. That is some serious stuff. And it doesn't harm the other person. You harm your own family members, mostly children, because they're vulnerable and they could be easily influenced. In her case, her children just became very lethargic. They didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to go out and do anything. They just laid around, did nothing. The next day I got up and the kids were talking to me, and it cleaned out her refrigerator, and the phone rings. It was her. And she said, does the house feel better? I said, yes. And there's nothing here either. Did you get rid of them? She goes, I put them in my purse. And she said it was such a gross feeling she had, and her purse felt like a ton. And she said, I'm going to grab a couple beers, I'm going to go to the river, and I'm going to open that up and release that with prayer and forgiveness. I don't know if she repented it or not. But there was one more she forgot about. It was in the ground. She did another bottle with a fish and a star and plants in someone's yard. And I told her, you need to go back and get that out of the ground. She was like, well, she don't live there anymore. I said, I don't care. You need to go and let them know what you did and get it out of the ground. And I don't know if she did or not, but there was another situation here. I had a neighbor, a girl was in 5th grade, and she, well, new agey. She was into some guy. I mean, he's great if you love God, right? And he died, and she was so heartbroken. Nobody knew he died. Kept that between him and God. Asked her, I go, how many people you got bottled up in your refrigerator? Well, they're not bottles, they're in ice trays. So the belief is, if you write their name on paper, they'll never bother you again. It doesn't work like that. In her case, it didn't bother anybody because she was alone. But her dad died, and she couldn't make it to his funeral because she was all freaked out about death and cemeteries and all that stuff. And she released that. And then I took her to the cemetery and showed her all the different ways you could be buried. You could be cremated. You could put, you can, there's different parts for all different beliefs in the cemetery. And there was this one grave there, and I like to go see him every now and then. Great message on there. And I wanted her to feel safe for when she died. It'd be a lot better. And you know, and I told her that her dad's with her at all times. But y'all gotta stop bothering people because it's only hurting your family. That's it. And the Lord can't, be around to help you because you have all this blockage, right? Um, Father allows things to happen when people make mistakes like that. And then hopefully this will teach you guys not to do that anymore. If you don't like something, just speak up and say it. Leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered, or you don't have to give a reason why you don't want somebody to bother you. The law states, if you don't want to be bothered, you don't have to be bothered. Plain and simple. If you don't want to watch my channel, find somewhere else to watch. It's okay. It's important that this stuff is put out because when people dabble in things they're not aware of, it can really cause havoc in your life. Alright, peace. God bless.